My name is Nurul Fatina Bihab. To install the Ubuntu, downloaded and installed VirtualBox and also downloaded Linux image. Then you can create a new virtual machine by clicking new to start the Ubuntu installation. First, in the name and operating system screen, type Ubuntu in the name field. For the type field, select Linux. In the version field, select the corresponding downloaded version. Click Next to continue. Then, in the memory size screen, increase the amount of RAM as long as the amount of RAM for the virtual machine is in the green area. Click Next to continue. In the hard disk screen, click Create to create a virtual hard disk now. In the hard disk file type screen, use the default type settings of VDI, which is VirtualBox disk image. Click Next to continue. In the storage on physical hard disk screen, use the default storage settings of dynamically allocated. Click Next to continue. In the file location and size, create to use the default settings. When the hard drive creation is done, the new virtual machine is listed in the Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager window. Select Ubuntu and click Start in the top menu. Next process will be install Ubuntu on the virtual machine. But first, you need to mount the image. So to mount the image, in the Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager window, right-click Ubuntu and select Settings. In the Ubuntu Settings window, click Storage in the left pane. Click Empty in the middle pane. In the right pane, click the CD symbol and select the file location of the Ubuntu image. Click OK to continue. Then, in the Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager window, click Start in the top menu. So, you can install the OS. In the welcome screen, you are prompted to try or install Ubuntu. Click Install Ubuntu. Follow the on-screen instructions and provide the necessary information when prompted. Next, select Erase Disk and install Ubuntu. Then click Install Now to start the installation. Then go ahead to continue to erase the disk and install Ubuntu. In the Who Are You screen, I use ITE user for your name and ITE # for the password. Then click the Continue. The Ubuntu OS is now installing in the virtual machine. This will take several minutes. When the installation is complete, message displays. Return to the Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager window. Right-click Ubuntu and select Settings. In the Ubuntu Settings window, click Storage in the left pane. Click the mounted Ubuntu image in the middle pane. In the right pane, click the CD symbol and click Remove Disk from Virtual Drive. Click OK to continue.
Hello you guys, my name is Nabila. Next, I will explain about default software or we call application that provided in Ubuntu. This table shows the application or software that provided between two different operating systems. As we can see, there are Microsoft Windows and Ubuntu that we have been compared. Now, we start with web browser. For Microsoft Windows, they have been programmed with Google Chrome. But for Ubuntu, they program Mozilla Firefox. Next, for Microsoft Windows, the main application center is Microsoft Store. Well, for Ubuntu, they use Amazon Store to download applications that you need such as Telegram, WhatsApp, and many more. Last but not least, Microsoft Windows can support Adobe such as AI Illustrator, Photoshop, and others. But Ubuntu cannot to support an Adobe because minimum system requirement. That's all for me. Continue for the next part.
Hi, my name is Nurashida binti Sharif. Today I want to present about desktop environment for Microsoft Windows and Ubuntu. There are the different desktop environment between Ubuntu and Microsoft Windows. For Microsoft Windows for desktop is Windows Fluent 10. Written in C, TypeScript, Swift, and JavaScript. For Ubuntu for desktop is GNOME. Written in C, XML, HTML, Vala, Python, JavaScript, and CSS. For Microsoft Windows desktop environment is Fluent 10. The Fluent design system is our system for creating adaptive, empathetic, and beautiful user interface. For Ubuntu desktop environment is GNOME. GNOME is a free and open source desktop environment for Unix-like operating system. GNOME was originally an acronym for GNU Network Object Model Environment. Now, I will show you how to know desktop environment for Ubuntu. First step, you must click the Ubuntu window in left corner. Second, select the icon terminal and insert the word $ECHO $xty create desktop. And we'll see the Ubuntu desktop and done. Next, I want to present about main file structure between Microsoft Windows and Ubuntu. For separator Microsoft Windows is System C. For separator Ubuntu is \. And then for file system Microsoft Windows is NTFS. For file system Ubuntu is ext. Meaning of separator system is logical C is usually where your personnel and system data is stored. Meaning of \. is an upward to the left sloping straight line character that is used mostly in a computer context. Next, meaning of NTFS for file system Microsoft Windows is new technology file system is a process that the window. New technology operating system used for storing, organizing, and finding files on a hard disk efficiently. For the file Ubuntu ext, meaning of ext is an elaborate extension of the mini file system. It been completely superseded by the second version of the extended file system and has been removed from the kernel. Now I will show how to know main file structure for Microsoft Windows. First step, you must click the Microsoft window in left corner. Second step, you need to search disk management. And the last step, the separator information has been displayed on the screen.
Sharing Windows to Ubuntu and from Ubuntu to Windows. Apps for Windows as well as Samba for Ubuntu. We use VirtualBox. But how? By configuring the settings on the VirtualBox. First of all, add a new folder by right-click on the mouse. Click on New and select Folder. Name the folder as you wish and easily to get recognized. Then, open the VirtualBox. Make sure to turn off the virtual machine first by right-click on Ubuntu and select Close. After that, click on Settings and select Shared Folders on left pane. Click on small plus folder icon at the right side of the Ubuntu settings windows. Choose Other for the folder path. It will automatically bring you to your file explorer. Select name folder earlier and create new folder like shape folder. Take on auto mount box. Click OK and OK again. Next, click on Start. It will take for a while to restore the virtual machine. Before you can share the file from Ubuntu to Windows, you need to go on Terminal and enter the coding so you can use the VBoxXF's function of sharing by adding your username to VBoxXF. In addition, enter your Ubuntu's password correctly. Make sure the virtual machine is powered off back and then start the virtual machine again. If the process is already done, proceed by clicking the File Explorer icon at the left pane of Ubuntu Windows. you could see on the left pane of the Windows that SF share folder that already mounted as well as VirtualBox. So you can choose the Ubuntu's file that you wanted to share. Make it a copy of it by right-click on the mouse and click on Mounted Folder and paste on it. You could check on Microsoft Windows File Explorer whether Ubuntu's share folder already existed on your share folders. For this advantage, you can also be able to create a new file on Ubuntu's File Explorer on Windows Share folder for sharing on Ubuntu's other folder. The new file would happen to be there too in Microsoft Windows File Explorer. Plus, this process would exactly happen if you do it on Microsoft Windows File Explorer. If you are using Samba application on Ubuntu, your shared folder may have this line: smb:/IP or smb:/computer name. While on Microsoft Windows, you will configure the network sharing to Ubuntu is enabled so that your shared folder may have this line as \IP or \computer name.
Now, we continue to answer the question. The platform that we use for Microsoft Windows is Common Corporate. For the next question, the relevant application for Microsoft Windows is Gmail and for Ubuntu is Thunderbird. That's all for our group.